What are your guilty pleasures on a cruise? Things that you like to do. Maybe you don't like to admit it that much, but gosh darn it, it feels good to do it. Today, I've got my list up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. I love going on a cruise. So many great things to do on board, including a few things that I take certain pleasures in, even though I know maybe they're not super popular, or people think I'm weird for doing it, or just simply they're things that just are near and dear to my heart. Guilty pleasures are the kind of thing that basically you enjoy, but you know that despite it feeling good for you, you know it's generally not held in high regard for whatever reason. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not here to play the popularity contest of what I should or should not do based on what the majority of other cruisers think about it. But there are definitely really fun things that I enjoy about going on a cruise that I like to indulge in. So with that in mind, here's my list of guilty pleasures on Royal Caribbean. Starting with number one, Skee-Ball. So any cruise we go on with my kids, they always pressure me to go take them to the arcade. And when we go to the arcade, it's a colossal waste of money because the games are like $2 and $3 each. And gosh, if they even do one of the newer games, it's even more than that. But it's just okay, you go there, it's crowded. Sometimes the games don't even work well, but we go there. It's just kind of a thing that we do because they enjoy it. It's their vacation too. $5-10 total. Why not? Go for it, right? But I got to admit, every time we go there, and I roll my eyes by doing it, and then I get in the arcade, and I see the Skee-Ball machine, and that little kid in me comes alive and says, I think we need to try Skee-Ball. I remember when I was a kid growing up in Connecticut, there was this place called Pips. I don't know if anyone remembers this place, but it was an arcade that we went to. I remember riding my bike there once and almost dying getting there, but that's besides the fact. And they had a ton of Skee-Ball, and I just played a lot of it. And I wasn't particularly good at it, but boy, did I enjoy it. And Skee-Ball is a great arcade game. It's available pretty much on every single Royal Caribbean cruise ship I've ever been on. Anyway, it's fun to do, and on some of the Royal Caribbean cruise ships that have incorporated playmakers on the ship, they actually have sometimes Skee-Ball in there, like on Freedom of the Seas. It's actually part of that. Anyway, I enjoy it. It's fun to do. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money, but it is one of my guilty pleasures. Also, speaking of guilty pleasures, I gotta say, popcorn. So, Royal Caribbean does sell popcorn. They don't give away popcorn, and that's a different story. But on some ships, especially the Oasis class ships, they'll have popcorn for sale. I've also seen this in the Quantum class as well. But they'll have popcorn for sale, and it's like $2.25, $2.75, something like that. Should the popcorn cost money? Of course not. It's silly. It's ridiculous. But darn it if it doesn't taste really good every time I get it. Usually they have it right outside the theater when there's a show going on in the evening. And I can say to myself, I'm not getting popcorn. Then I get down there and I smell it and I am like Popeye floating in the air towards spinach. It's just every time I'm such a sucker for it. But even though it shouldn't be free or included in your cruise or everyone to look at it, it's not, but I will pay it because it's $2, whatever. In the grand scheme of my cruise vacation, it's not that much. But I just love it. I just love popcorn. And so that is one of my guilty pleasures on a cruise. Also a guilty pleasure is definitely gambling in the casino. So I'm far from a major gambler by any means. I barely make the prime status, which is the first, or I guess the second tier really, within the casino program. But what I love about gambling in the casino is, number one, Royal Caribbean's casinos are very casual. If you've been to a casino on land, whether it's a major casino in Las Vegas or Atlantic City, or even a local casino somewhere near where you live, I find that land casinos, people that go there are far more competitive and take it much more seriously than people on Royal Caribbean. Not that there aren't people that are let's go, and losing their mind when they get a good hit on blackjack or whatever it is people do on poker. But I think in general, people are much more forgiving, and there's much more of a novice approach to gambling on Royal Caribbean, and I appreciate that. I like that it's not taken too seriously, and that you can feel a little more welcome, especially as somebody who's coming into gambling, maybe as a newbie, or simply doesn't have a lot of experience with it. I generally have always enjoyed that aspect of it. Beyond that, it's always nice to be able to win money, and whether we're playing, $20 here or $20 there, what I like about it is actually, number one, it's a great opportunity for me and my wife to spend some time together. We try to find slot machines that are near each other, hang out, sharing each other's wins, and of course, the losses we try not to think about too much, but it's kind of a fun activity. This is a great group activity as well, because if you're there with friends, you get an opportunity to share in all that and revel in the excitement of a win and seeing how it goes and telling stories later. I mean, this is kind of almost the storytelling about what happened after the fact becomes just as interesting as the game itself. And some of the games are really fun. The table games like blackjack and recently discovering craps, that's been a great experience and kind of a community builder for those that enjoy gambling. And then beyond that, the casino also provides the opportunity to actually get some complimentary cruises along the way. We've done videos about how you can actually win cruises from Casino Royale simply by gambling. Now, of course, when we're talking about the casino, there are inherent risks with gambling. Gambling is very addictive, so it's not for everybody. And you really shouldn't go in there if you can't afford to lose money, because every time I go in the casino, I assume whatever money I'm going to spend, I'm going to lose. So as long as you're okay with that, then it's not a bad way to do that, and that's why I enjoy it as a guilty pleasure. Speaking of the casino, this leads me to our next guilty pleasure, because usually what happens is we're there in the evening hours, and it goes from like 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, midnight, and then there's something, man, that switches. After 10 o'clock, pizza from Sorrento's is such a guilty pleasure. This has been something that's been going on for years and years and years. And on any roller coaster cruise ship, there is going to be complimentary pizza. Now, on the older, smaller ships, it's available at Park Cafe. And on the, newer ships, it's usually either at Cafe Promenade or at a dedicated Sorrento's location. The Sorrento's pizza, don't get me wrong, is nothing special. It's not bad. I think it's actually gotten way better than when I first started cruising. But it's pizza. And after 10 o'clock, there's a real lack of almost anything else to eat on board the ship that's available complimentary. So, number one, that's your limited option. But number two, man, it just tastes so good after 10 o'clock. I don't know what it is, but it's just, you go there before you go to bed, or maybe you just need a little break. And Sorrento's pizza, a couple different varieties. Of course, there'll be cheese, pepperoni, and probably one or two other varieties that change throughout the day. And I'd be lying to you all if I didn't say that, again, after about 10 o'clock, something in my brain is while I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I sure could go for a slice of pizza. In fact, when we're at the pub and we're enjoying some great guitar music, which is one of my favorite nighttime locations to go to, and we're on a Voyager or Freedom class ship, the distance between the pub and Sorrento's is very close. In fact, even on Icon of the Seas, this is also the same, where they're very close to each other. Anyway, it's almost, again, similar to the popcorn, where you can almost smell, you can almost see it, and you're kind of drawn to it. You're going to the bathroom, just because you got to go to the bathroom, and then you come on back, hey, it's on your way, might as well grab a slice of pizza. The pizza from Sorrento's is definitely a guilty pleasure. And my last guilty pleasure on my list is cabanas at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So I love Perfect Day, and you don't need to spend $1 in order to have a great day there, because there's a lot that's included with your cruise experience when you're going there. So I don't want this to be you feel you need to spend money. However, I'd be lying to you all if I didn't say that I really do enjoy renting a cabana here at Perfect Day. There's a number of cabanas you can rent throughout the island. There are cabanas at Thrill Water Park, at Chill Beach, at South Beach, at the Cocoa Beach Club, and of course at the new Hideaway Beach adults only area. What I love about the cabanas is the service, the dedicated space, and of course the shade. So when we first had younger kids, having a dedicated home base was really important, especially having that shade there, because the kids, when they were young, wanted to take naps. Maybe they didn't know they wanted to take a nap, but they ended up taking a nap. And so having that was really nice. Plus, it allowed us to kind of chill and relax, and there is the waiter service that comes to you to bring you food and drinks. And this was huge, especially for the kids, because it allowed them to kind of relax, and they kind of maybe take a nap or whatever, and they can still have food without going out of their rhythm. That was really nice. Now, as the kids have gotten older, and even when I'm cruising without the kids, it's nice to have that cabana because of that level of service it provides. Now, cabana prices have gone from reasonable to expensive, in some cases to stupid expensive. Some of the Cocoa Beach Club cabanas are $4,000, which is insane. However, occasionally you can find price sales out there that bring the prices down. In fact, in the last couple of months, I've noticed a number of promotions out there within Royal Caribbean to bring the price of cabanas down quite a bit. Now, cabana pricing is variable, so it means it depends on your cruise, your sail date, and your ship as to how much you will pay. However, when you can find a decent deal out there, and there are some, believe it or not, I will definitely rent a cabana. Now, a cabana's not for everybody. Of course, the cost of it really depends on your budget, who's going with you, how many people, and whatnot. But under the right circumstances, I absolutely love renting a cabana at Coco Cay. It's just one of the best ways to splurge on your trip. A lot of times we get questions about, how to make my trip special. I'm going there because it's our honeymoon, we're getting married, we're celebrating an anniversary, it's somebody's birthday. What's a great, easy way to make it a little more special? A cabana rental is one of the best ones out there. I can't say enough about how much I do enjoy a cabana at Coco Cay. So there you have it, the list of 5 guilty pleasures that I have on a Royal Caribbean cruise. All right, fess up in the comments below. What is your guilty pleasure when you go on a Royal Caribbean cruise? No judgments here. This is your trip, your vacation, your dollars. You spend it the way that you want to see fit. I'm curious to see which ones. I bet you there's at least like 2 or 3. I'm going to be like, oh, I wish I put that on my list. While you're down below our video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.